So what happens between lives? A lot of people wonder, they hear about past lives and, they know about this life, but then, what happens? What's the process to get from one life to another? That part's really interesting. I've taken a lot of clients to their past lives and also to their before life contracts. And people have a post life conference where they talk and kind of debrief about what happened in the life they just finished, and they'll have a life review and discuss it with their guide, talking about what lessons they learned, what lessons they didn't learn, remind them about what the purpose of the life was, asking them if they feel like they fulfilled the purpose and what they could have done differently. And then there's also a pre-life conference. And so this is like after you've left one life, and you're trying to decide whether you're going to go into another life. You meet with your guides and you talk about, okay, what kind of life do I want to have next? And the kind of decisions that you'll make are, what kind of body am I going to have? Where am I going to live? What kind of parents am I going to have? And then you're going to talk about what kind of lessons do I want to learn, or what kind of lessons do I want to teach, depending upon how evolved you are. You may be coming to teach or to learn or to do both. And then you'll talk about what things are going to be set up in your life to make it easy for you to learn those things or to fulfill your purpose. And so you'll have these different opportunity points in your life. Where something will happen to wake you up or remind you of why you came, or there'll be different kind of forks in the road to give you a chance to kind of get back on track. And then some people are born with certain things in order to facilitate them fulfilling their purpose. So you might be born with a certain gift, a certain aptitude or ability. You might be born with a certain disability or condition. And some people are baffled by that. They think, why would anyone choose to be born with a particular condition that on earth we think of as a disability, as a limitation? Well, it's, part of the problem is on earth we have our own human conceptions of things. And when we're on the other side and we're talking about things, we have a much bigger perspective, and we're not limited by, kind of human perception. And so some of the conditions on earth that we view as disabilities are really not viewed as disabilities in the soul level. They're viewed at, kind of different ways of incarnating. And certain ways of incarnating allow the soul to do certain work. So one example of that are people who are born into severely disabled bodies, bodies that where they can't do the things that most humans do, like walk and talk and feed themselves and live independently. As someone who's born into a body like that, they're going to require their whole life that there are people around them taking care of them, helping them eat, sleep, take care of their bodily functions, do whatever they need to do. Sometimes give them medicine or different adaptive strategies, physical rehabilitation. So there's going to be a lot of people in that person's life who are helping them with different things. A lot of times, someone who's a spiritual teacher will come in specifically in one of those bodies because it's going to guarantee them kind of a student body, because all those people around them are going to be paying close attention to them, and then they'll be able to teach them. So there's a lot of different things that you can set up in your life. Some souls talk about, well, I had to be born a woman this time because they're doing work that has to do with gender, or they wanted to experience what it was like to be oppressed in a society that favors men over women, or there's different things they wanted to experience. They can only do it in a female body. Then some people pick bodies of certain ethnic groups, religions, races. People pick bodies that are in certain locations in the world because of what's going on in that place. People pick bodies that are gay or straight based on what they're trying to accomplish when they come here. And so in between lives, one of the things people do is process the life they just finished. Life review, discussion with the guides about, okay, what did I do? What didn't I do? And then part of what people do is pre-life conference, planning the next life. And then, of course, there's a whole lot of other stuff that we do in between lives, depending on the soul, which includes some, doing educational work. So some people are working on their soul evolution by being in a class and learning something on the other side. So there's classrooms over there. Other people are doing service. And so some souls between lives will play a guiding role. They'll come down to earth and they'll help out people, but in an energy body instead of in a physical body. Some souls are involved in other types of service where they're meeting with other souls to plan things. And so there's all these different activities you can engage in on the other side, and they're all related to either your own evolution as a soul or you're trying to help other people evolve as souls. And that's pretty much what we do. So there's a lot of different things that people do on the other side, but it basically falls into those three categories: debriefing from the most recent life, planning the next life, and then engaging in educational activities or teaching and guiding activities for either your soul or other souls.